All right, I've been wanting to make a video on how to install the NCAA mod on Legend Bowl for a while now. Just been running into some technical difficulties. I finally gave up on trying to get OBS to record my voice, and now we're guerrilla style with my camera propped up on some duct tape and a used yogurt container. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and hopefully we can get through this pretty quick here. This is about take 80 of this video because I keep having technical issues, and hopefully we can get through this time. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to navigate to this file location, C users, your name, which will be the name of your PC, and then app data local. And you're also going to want to make sure that you've booted the game at least once so it generates the Legend Bowl folder here. If you absolutely cannot find this folder, your problem is probably that you have your view hidden items unchecked. So if you absolutely cannot find this app data folder, that's the one that might be hidden. You're going to want to hit view on the tab here and then make sure that this hidden items is checked. And once that's checked, it'll show you all your folders. So you're going to navigate to that location, find the Legend Bowl folder, and this is going to be our starting point for installing this mod. And to find the mod, you're just going to head over to the Discord. You're going to find the post by me Squid Game right here. And I have a link to my Google Drive, and once you hit that link, it's going to bring you to the shared mods folder, and you're going to want to download the tiered NCAA Legend Bowl folder. So you're just going to right click and download, and I pre-downloaded this because it takes just a few minutes. There's a lot of files in here. We've expanded this mod quite a few times. We're up to 168 teams. We have all 130 Division I teams and then 38 FCS teams that we just added. So you're going to download this, and it's going to go into your downloads folder. I'm going to make sure that this is up so you can see, in case you need a reference point on where that local file is located. And then you're going to have this in your downloads. You're going to right click and you're going to extract it, and it's going to extract out a tiered Legend Bowl folder here. And what you're going to do, this is the NCAA mod, and you're just going to pull that into your local folder. And make sure that you're not pulling it into another folder. If you pull it into another folder, you're not going to be able to do this. You're going to have trouble. So just make sure that it says move to local and go ahead and move it over to the local folder. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take that original Legend Bowl folder and you're going to want to rename that to anything not Legend Bowl. So what I do is I always just name it Legend Bowl OG so I know it's the original Legend Bowl folder. And then you're going to find your tiered NCAA Legend Bowl folder that you just drug in here, and you're going to rename that Legend Bowl. And, you basically just installed the NCAA mod. We can boot up the game. And when we boot, you're going to see that we have NCAA teams. And what I did is I just, and I forgot to do that. This is, like I said, take 80 of the video, and I still forgot to set the graphics out of windowed mode. So we're going to pull this back to full screen. And like I was saying, what I did is I just found the 2 early preseason top 25, and I defaulted to those teams. And then I just added 7 more teams. So you can see we have all of our NCAA teams. And, like I've kind of been alluding to, the game is limited to 32 teams at a time. So I'm going to show you in just a minute how to use the team selector. I had to get the hometown Badgers in there. So I just did the 2 early preseason top 25, and then I just added 7 more teams on there. So like I said, now you have the NCAA mod installed. So if you just want to play with the default teams that we have in here, you're able to do that. If you want to learn how to change the teams that go into this, just stick around for a minute and I will show you how to do that. So we're going to exit out of the game. And then we're going to head back to the Discord, because the Discord is where, I'm going to close this down, in this same link to this shared mods folder, you are going to find a spreadsheet called the updated NCAA tiered roster team selector, or whatever I named it. And you're going to open that up. And this is going to be a view-only file. So the first thing you're going to want to do, we have it locked to view-only right now, because if you make changes on here, you're going to make changes for everybody. So you just do File, make a copy, and you can name this whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it the default copy of. And now you're going to have a local copy where you're going to be able to make any kind of changes that you want with teams here, and that'll just be for you. It won't affect anyone else's teams. So once this is fully loaded up, you're going to see some tabs here down on the bottom, and you're going to want to go, if you want to take time to read through the instructions, you can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to use it here as well. And I just want to say, thanks to VVP. Without him, he's a member of the Discord. He put this whole team selector together. Without him, we'd be stuck with a bunch of mods with 32 different teams that we couldn't change. So you can read the instructions if you want. Otherwise, you're just going to head to the selector. And on the selector here, I color-coded to make sure that you're putting teams, where you put the teams, those are going to be the divisions they're in, and then you're going to make sure that they're playing division rivals twice. You can just put them in willy-nilly if you want. If you want specifically, like if you want Georgia and Alabama to make sure they play each other twice a year, just make sure they're in the same color box. So, just to make this easy, I'm just going to grab the first 32 teams here. You can actually do it on either side. You just need the numbers for this. And I'm just going to copy, and then I'm going to paste them into here. And that's how you're going to change your teams. If you want to, really pour through and get the specific teams, you can just type the numbers in on the side here, the team ID. The only thing you're going to ever want to change on this page is the team ID. Otherwise, if you start changing stuff in here, you're going to get, things mixed up. And then something very important too, you're going to want to make sure that you don't download stuff too early. So you're going to see this green bar here. It's going to fill up. It might fill up a few times. Make sure this is all done filling and refreshing before you download anything. Otherwise, you're going to have errors there. And before we go and download, I'm just going to share this part too. I did team rankings. I used the ESPN 2022 Football Power Index to tier these teams off. And that's how I generated the rosters. And, we've been pretty happy with the results we've got on the rosters. So every team has a tier. Every team has a roster type based on the real world run percentage, run pass percentage that they use. So, like I said, you can change these to any numbers you want here. We have, like I said, we have 168 teams. We have the FCS teams down here. Actually, we have 169 teams. And then I separated the FBS teams up here in the white with the FCS teams down here in the gray. And I alphabetized everything so it'd be easy to find the teams that you want. So like I said, make sure you give this time to load up. And then the two files that we're going to want here are down on the bottom tabs. We're going to want the mod teams user, and you're going to file, download as a TSV file, tab separated value. You're going to download that. And then you are going to also do the same for the mod players user. You're going to file, download as a TSV. And I always get this pop up, and I hate it. Then those are going to go into your download folder, and you're going to get two files that say copy of updated NCAA or whatever you named it. And you're going to want to make sure that these have specific names. You're going to want to make sure the players one is players, user, and you're going to want to make sure this is a .txt file, and you're going to get a pop-up asking if you want to change the file extension, and go ahead and do that. And then this one you're going to want to make sure is named exactly teams, user, .txt. And those are the two files that we want to change the teams that we have in here. So then you're going to go back to, we're going to make sure that we have this up again so we can find this. You're going to want to go back to that Legend Bowl folder, and you're going to open it up, and you're going to follow data, custom, rosters. And there's going to be two folders in here. There's going to be an outbox and an inbox. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your outbox, and you're going to cut these three files, and you're going to paste them into your inbox. And then you're going to take these two files that we just downloaded and rename, the player's user and the team's user, and we're going to drag them into this folder, and we're going to replace the two files there. So we're going to have a coaches, a players, and a teams, and we just changed the players and the teams to the new teams that we had in there. So now the next time you boot, it is going to load the files that you have in your inbox. And this might take a little bit to boot this next time. So if I had the Jeopardy soundtrack, we'd be playing this right now. Anytime the game is loading anything out of the inbox, it's going to take a little bit longer to boot for that time. So we're just going to sit here in the dead silence, watch the birds out the window. Actually, something cool that was happening this morning. I can see out my window in the morning there was a blackbird. I believe they're called starlings. They're the one with the greenish colored head. They're small, smaller than a crow, but it was attacking a red squirrel trying to kill it. It was trying to knock it out of the tree. It was kind of wild. All right, so we booted up this time, and now we're going to have the new teams that we just downloaded in the game. So now when we go to our teams, like I said, sometimes this laptop is excruciatingly slow. Oh, it's not so bad this time. So now you can see that we have our changed teams. We got Air Force, Akron. We just did the alphabetical order here. So you can see that we changed the teams on here. So anytime you want to change the teams in your mod, you just follow those steps. Again, it's important that you let that spreadsheet get through working before you download anything. Otherwise, you're going to have errors. So that's basically it. If you have any questions about anything, you can always feel free to ask on the Discord. There's always somebody around that's willing to help you. Like I said, I put in a lot of time on this mod, and I'm excited to share it with people. The rosters really turned out well. The tiers are cool. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching the video, and hopefully you can switch your teams now on the NCAA mod.